Nah. And then going into the next subject, because of other players we got to talk about. So there was a breakdown for UNC's tight ends. Pause, if needed, because I know how some of y'all get. But inside Carolina analyst Jason Staples gave a player breakdown on each UNC tight end and got a few of the quotes in here. Not gonna lie, the second half of these quotes were longer because it was like each one had two parts. So I'll just put up the first part because they kind of just both reiterate the same thing.
I feel you.
And so when it comes to the tight ends right now, first things first, here's what he said. The alpha of the tight end room for him is Jake Johnson. He said, quote, it really has to be Jake Johnson at this point. He's the one tight end that's left on the roster that's played in a UNC uniform. We know he's got talent. He was the number one tight end recruit in the country coming out of high school and was highly regarded for good reason. I'm really interested to see what he looks like after an offseason under this strength and conditioning regime because the potential to be a little bit scarier body wise has always been there, but he's never quite unlocked that. Well, I'll put it like this. If there's one coach who can have his staff bring out the most in a tight end, Bill Belichick, bro. It's Bill Belichick. Like let's keep it a buck. If there's one coach who can get the most out of a tight end, especially through his staff and everything, it is Bill Belichick. I don't think that can be understated enough.
Oh, that's
And then
very true. Especially out of a tight end.
I'm saying, if you
Like
need
you're
a
gonna be
tight
from
end,
like you go from an unknown dude to best dude on the field.
and then for his breakout star, he said it's going to be tight end Connor Cox. He's like, I'm going with Connor Cox here. He's another one coming out of high school that showed potential and has just not blossomed. It's just not yet blossomed. Another reason that I've got him as a breakout guy is already being here in the spring. I think that was big for him. And the extra weight that he's already carrying, he's a guy that's closer to having his frame ready this year. You've got a guy that you compare with Jake Johnson, maybe challenge Jake Johnson for the starting role, and have a guy that's a little bit more of a two-way threat in terms of being able to block and be a threat in the passing game. He's not the most fluid guy in the world, but he does deserve movement skills that you feel you can do something there in the passing game. So
It's very true.
to me it sounds like Connor's going to be the more, I guess he's more of the blocking tight end. Like he
Well, I say
can go out
with
and get a
the
pass, but he's the blocking tight end.
with the kickers, like it's saying basically what we got here is like Jake Johnson is the all around tight end that you got with both blocking and pass catching, to where Connor Cox is more of the blocking guy. But if you need him to catch a pass, he will.
Don't expect him
It's
to
kind of
have
like
don't expect him to have really good receiver moves or stuff in the bag to break
right, yeah.
like
Don't expect him on
coverage.
like these fancier routes or anything like that. But if you need like a big body for, let's say, like a goal line, quick little dump pass or something, he's your guy.
He's not routing you up. He's not route running with your feet. He's just using his body and getting to a spot.
Right. He's gonna box you out. He's gonna push you down. He's gonna basically block you downfield, stuff like that. Which you can never go wrong with a tight end like that.
No. And then lastly, the young player to watch he has is Shamar Easter. Says Shamar Easter was regarded as a true blue chip, one of those one of those matchup nightmare types that you expect to be able to line up wide some and cause some matchup problems out there. To be able to put in the H back spot and the sniffer role in the slot. I ain't never heard somebody put it like that. Move them
Yeah.
around and get your nice matchups and use them vertically down the field and in the red zone. That is a long run on sentence. You could have wrote that
Now there's
down more.
commas in there.
It's still a long run on though, in my and Arkansas. Because think about it, that was all just one sentence, bro.
That is a long sentence.
You see what I'm saying? Now that you
That's
look
the
at
most
it,
I'm looking.
even like
That is a long sentence.
even when you look at it, it's like that is a long one sentence. At Arkansas, he didn't really see the field for in at Arkansas, he didn't really see the field in year one. Then in year two, he had 5 snaps in the opener, and they moved him from tight end to wide receiver. So I think the Arkansas staff was just frustrated that they couldn't find a way to unlock his potential. Sounds like the Arkansas staff was stupid.
Yeah, that sounds more like on the Arkansas staff itself, but
How many people in the Arkansas staff are still there? That would be my question. Because that'll tell you a lot. So, do you agree with some of these statements?
no, I don't have any real argument with any of them because they all make sense. They're all decent and honest analysis on everybody.
Yeah.
Because I could see with Shamar's issue of you're having to get moved from tight end to receiver because they don't exactly know where to put you. But if you're built like a tight end, just use him as a tight end.
Kyle Pitts.
Like you don't have to keep doing all this extra like shifting this way, shifting that way. We're gonna label you one position, then we're gonna label you something else. Like you ain't gotta do all that. If you know he can run in the slot, just put him in the slot and let him run in the slot.
No, that's too easy. That makes too much logic.
Yeah, it should be easy. I don't know why people make it more difficult than it has to be.